Well, good morning guys. It was a cold one this morning. The zucchini's made it through, no frost, which is good. We're just down here doing another inspection of this blowout that we discovered yesterday. I'll turn the camera around here and show you. So this is what we've got to deal with. So we've got these two valves here. There's obviously nothing wrong with that one, but that one used to be straight. My first thought was that somebody had hit it, but I can't find any wheel tracks leading to the valve, so I have a feeling as the pipes burst underground it's just kicked this leg out a little bit. But we'll have to get the submersible pump in here and pump it out so we can investigate a little bit further. I should have bought my bloody gumboots for this. Needless to say, I do not think we're getting the excavator in here. It's actually a little bit of a trek to get in here because of all of the weeds and stuff. This patch is just one of our off-rotation patches, but the reason it's still full of weeds is because it's the only thing we can do for a cover crop in this patch. We used to seed it. We used to seed a cover crop in here, but unfortunately, without irrigation, you've got to rely on the rain to get those seeds germinated. And we don't live in a very wet part of Australia, so unlucky. Anyway, we leave the weeds grow so we don't lose all our topsoil to wind erosion. It's not the most ideal cover crop, but it is a cheap one, so that's what we're going with for now. Just had to come out to these young washi trees down here just to see how much time we've got up our sleeve. Dig a couple of holes under some trees and just check some moisture levels, because the pipe that's broken is the pipe that feeds that patch of citrus. So we just had to go out and make sure they were going to be wet enough, because it doesn't look like we're going to be able to get into that hole for another couple of days. It's still too wet. Anyway, we'll go jump back on the tractor and keep cleaning up some old patches. Let's go get back on this old girl and get some spraying done, eh? Alright, let's go find where we're up to. Alright, make sure our PDO's in economy so we're not revving the guts out of it. So fortunately we didn't end up with the frost we were semi-expecting. So what weeds are we trying to take care of here? So it's mainly thistles coming up through here. There's still a few summer weeds left, a bit of fat hen that haven't died off yet. But it's mostly thistles and some nightshade weed. Starting to see some dieback on some of the stuff I sprayed 3 days ago. So at least I can pretty confidently say that's going to work. We are giving these a fairly good dose though, so it should bloody work. So after this run, we've got one more run that side. I've got to go back over to the other side of the patch and finish off the first bay over there, and then this patch is all sorted out. Then we'll head over to the other block and keep going over there. So, we're bogging down. Come on, tractor, you can do it. You can do it. We got through. We got through. Thank for that. stay there. Alright, that's one side of the patch finished. We'll just do this fence line as we're heading up to the other side of the patch here and finish that off. Alright, start our last run here, and this patch is done. And we're doing that fence line at the same time too. Beauty. Love it when things go smoothly. We don't get many wins, so we take those W's when we can. Righto. That's this patch done. I'll go fold the boom in and we'll move on. I've just checked our chemical levels in the tank. It looks like we've only got about a quarter of a tank left. Just under actually, 400 litres out of 2,000. So before I head to this next patch, I'm going to head back and fill up and then make up the difference with the herbicide. So we're not heading out there with a quarter of a tank just to do half a run and then turn around to come back. We may as well put some diesel in while we're going. Alright, we're ticking along here now. Patch number 2. Melon patch number 2. So we got that 20 acre patch of melons all fixed up. Now we've got this patch here, it's about 30 acres or so over 2 patches. We fit down this headland, we do. Beauty. How convenient for me. These rows are a lot shorter than the last patch we were at. But having the headlands a little wider so we don't have to fold the booms in makes it a hell of a lot easier. There are a heap of little baby melons that we did want to get in here. We did want to get in here to pick them up, but yeah, unfortunately it's just too late in the season. They're not going to come to anything. It's getting too cold now for them to keep growing. But they won't completely go to waste. We'll rotate them back into the ground and they'll be good organic matter and nutrients for the next year's crop. The last week and a half has really taken its toll on this patch since we were out here picking it last. It is absolutely full of powdery and downy mildew, which is fairly typical for this time of year anyway, because just there's so much moisture in the air and the warm days, cold mornings with the dew, and then those warm days just breeding ground for mould. But me weed deciding all of this off definitely marks the end of our melon season for the year. It has been about a week and a half since we picked last, but we were thinking we might get another pick off of these, but no, it's not going to happen. If I just turn you around and show you this though, I still have a lot of butternuts to pick up. We really didn't have a lot of trouble with grasses in this paddock this season. It's more just broadleaf weeds and nightshade weeds being an issue. I think the fat hen has been the hardest thing for us to control this year though. It's been a real pain in the... So we had no Telstra reception here for a couple of hours today. Bloody Telstra. You only go back a couple of years ago, I think we didn't have Telstra service at all out here. There was the odd spot on the top of the hill, or if you sat your phone up in the windowsill or something like that, we'd get service, but yeah, as a general rule there was no service out here. And now that we've had it for a while, we don't know what to do when we don't have it. Yeah, it really throws a spanner in the works when it's not available. We actually have Starlink at the moment for our home internet, and that's been really good compared to Telstra. Compared to the Telstra options that we had before that, it we had to live off mobile data, which besides being slow and unreliable, is bloody expensive. Especially when you've got 3 kids and everything wants to bloody connect to the Wi-Fi these days. So, since we've had Starlink, that's been an absolute game changer. These are really skipping across this patch. It sort of lulls you into a false sense of security a bit, because the boom, same as the other patches, the boom's not wide enough to do the whole bay at once, so we've got to go up and down every cart road, and then once we get to the other side, then we've got to work our way back up the centre of every bay. It doubles your time per patch. Okay, last run for the cart roads. Unfortunately, that only means we're halfway, so still got to do a run across back every bay, and then we'll be done. But that won't be today, unfortunately, because this tank, by the look of it, we've got about 300 litres left. We might get another couple of runs and then that'll do us for the day. I think the sun's getting down. This will be us. I think this tank will see us out for the day. Alright, that's us done for the day. Thanks for watching. Really appreciate it. I'll leave this video here. If you enjoyed the content, don't forget to chuck a like or consider subscribing. It really helps us out. And we'll catch you in the next one. Have a good one. See ya.